Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're here with another BYOP video. I do have my two BYOPs right here, which I do want to kind of replace my shadows in. So we have my round singles and my Cleona singles, and then here we have my Focus 15 from my year of usage product pan. I only have 12 in there at the moment because the other 3 are already in these palettes. But yeah, I'm going to go kind of and refresh these a little bit. I have the rest of my shadows to the side, and we're going to go through and yeah, just switch them up. I feel like it's time for a switch up for these. So I'm going to jump into the video and get going with this building. But before I do that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So we're going to start with the round singles. I have them right here. So let's do those first and do Cleona singles afterwards. But I have that palette, and then obviously again we have the what's it called? We have the Focus 15 right there. So I already have space for all of the shadows that I need in this palette, but I'm going to go through and see what I want to take out, because I feel like it's time to take some of these out and just again switch it up a little bit. So first up, what I want to do, I think, is I want to take out the blues. I have done a lot of blue recently, and I don't think I'm going to want to make a lot of blue looks moving forward, at least not for a while, and not as much as I have been. So these two can come out. They've been in the palette for a while as well. What else can I take out? I feel like this shadow right here can come out. This one is Reserve number 7. I have used that one like 25 times, so I feel like that can come out. And I also have used this shade here. It's 25 times. This is Geisha Lion. So that can come out. I believe this one as well I have used 25 times. Yeah, Little Star. So those can all come out. I do like this kind of yellowish with a pink shift. I haven't reached for that one, but I want to reach for it. These two I feel like a good kind of summer to autumn shades. Same with this one. This one is a fun pop of color. I kind of want to keep that in because of the color story that I have. This I am working on at the moment. That's actually part of the Focus 15, but it's in here at the moment. We have this shade, which is a nice inner corner. Do I want to keep that in? Yeah, I think so. What is this shade that I'm bringing in? That is a bit more of a kind of greenish shade. Usually don't swatch in these videos, but I want to do that anyway. I mean, yeah, they're stunning. They're all very different. So I think they can maybe all stay in. Yeah, all of those are different shades. Maybe this one is a bit similar though. Yeah, I think this one can come out because it's a bit similar to another shade that I have in my Cleona palette. This is Lunar from Terra Moons. And then I get at least one of those iridescent shades out. And then this can stay, and this can stay. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that palette. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to pop in the shades that I have in here, so that we can kind of see how much I have to play with. Alright, so there we go. And that actually only gives me 3 spots left in here. So question is if I want to take something else out. But I feel like I have put a lot of new shades into my Focus 15, so that can give me some newness in this palette anyway. So I think I want to stick with it and just find 3 new shades for here. First up, we have this kind of more neutral palette. Do I want to add something in from here? Something that could be easy would be like something like this, which is just a blending out shade, which I'm currently missing in my rotation. This is Queen of the North. It is quite a boring shade, but I think I might put that in still, just to have an easy shade to use and get my uses out of. So that one can come in. But I think a lot of these mattes overlap with my Pana palette. And then I already have a neutral shade in here. But anything else? No, I think that will be it from this palette. I think I have similar shades that I can play with, so this one can be done. We have my iridescent palette, and again, I already have a lot of iridescent shades, so I don't want to pull in something new. So then we have a big Signy Grace palette. First up we have this one, which is quite an interesting one actually. Maybe something in here is tickling my fancy. A lot of these though are quite similar to what I'm panning in my BYOP. This one though is really sticking out to me. It's a beautiful shade. There is Hourglass Nebula from Terra Moons. That one could be fun as like a pop there. Do I want to do that one maybe? Maybe. I'll leave that to the side. Potentially I want to pull that one in. So my memory got full, so the angle has changed a tiny bit, that's why. But let's move on to the next one, which is my purple palette. And I do have some purples in here. So maybe I want to pull in like a purple matte, because I don't have any mattes to go with those purples. And that might actually be a really good idea, maybe even instead of that shade. Something that is sticking out to me is this shade. It is a beautiful shadow, and it goes with those kind of warmer purples. This is Spacebound from Terra Moons. I think I want to pull that one in. Do I want to go for something else in here? I mean, this one is also a potential. This is Orchid, also from Terra Moons. Is that too similar to... No. I think I want to do that. Get another purple in. And that means that this one can go back. But I think that will also give more variety. So I think, yeah, I'm happy with this palette and how it's looking. It does help with those purple shades. This one I'm panning. It's a little bit more cool tone purple, but I do love warm tone purple, so I wanted to pull that one in. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. I love these kind of shades with greens, and I'm happy with this color story. So that is the first palette done. So then next up we have this palette here, which is my Cleona palette, and with this one, I am still trying to complete No Pan Left Behind. I am very close, as you can see, but not quite yet. So I need to keep the ones that have not an L and doesn't have an X on them. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have this palette here on the side, so I can make sure that I don't have anything that's too kind of overlapping. So let's see what we can go through. This green here is something I've had in the palette for a while now. I have reached for it, but I don't feel like this is what I want to reach for moving forward, so I'm going to take that one out. That is Duke from Cleona, of course. I'm going to take out this blue now because I don't really have many blues to play with in the other palette either, and I feel like I'm out of my blue era at the moment. I'm going to keep Dias in. I think that's Dias. Embellishment is also a stunning shade, but I do have something similar in my BYOP, so that one I think it's time to take out. Again, I'm out of my blue era, but this is a bit more neutral blue, so I'm going to keep that one in. The yellow tone, I'm mostly done panning yellows, but I'm going to keep that one in anyway. I'm going to keep in Mural, I like that one. I'm going to keep in this one, which is, I think, R8. I believe this one is Vineyard, potentially. I'm going to keep that one in too. Same with Foiling, good neutral. Exothermic, I am going to keep in. I believe that one's in my Focus 15 at the moment, actually. But I'm going to take out this shade right here, which is Tessera, another blue, which I feel like I'm over at the moment, so that one can come out. I'm going to keep in this one, which is Majesty, love that shade. Vermilion, I haven't used it, so that needs to stay in. This here I have used, and I do like that. It's a bit more of a cooler type of pink, which I think is going to work nicely with some of the other things that I'm panning. However, this shade here is a bit more of a... Actually, I do have a lot of peachy shades in the other palette too. So maybe I do want to keep that one in for one more round. I think so. And then these two shades I have not reached for yet, so they have to stay in. But I do think I want to take out some of these pinks because I have a lot of pinks in here, and I do also have one in my Focus 15 which needs to come back in here. But the question is just which one I want to take out. The one I'm bringing in is this one, which is a very bright pink with a golden shift, just to keep that in mind when I select what I want. This one is quite different. It has like a blue shift, so I think it's one of these two that's going to come out. The question is which one. I think that one is, I mean, it's not the same, but it also has a warmer shift to it, which means that I think that is the best one to take out. So that is this shade here, which is Signet, obviously from Cleona. So that can come out. And I'm going to pop this one in now while I have it. And yeah, again, while I have it out. So these three pink can stay. And then this shade I have not used yet. This shade I think I'm going to keep in for one more round. I think I put that only last time. This one I'm going to keep in for sure. Then it comes down to these iridescent shades again. So what I've done is I switched out the iridescent shade from the other palette right here. And we can kind of compare. So this one I'm definitely going to keep in, so they can go on the top row as well. It's a bit more of an orangey tone, and that already gives a really good kind of differentiation, I guess, or variation. This shade here, it's a little bit more unique compared to the others, but I think I have already used this one as well 25 times, which I have, is Gilding. So I think that one has come out too. It has had its love. This shade here is more of a purple tone, which might be really good for the purples I'm panning, so I'm going to keep that one in too. However, I feel like this one is going to be quite similar to other things. It's not exact, I don't have anything quite as blue as that, but I do have this shade. So I'm going to take that one out just because I do want some variety in this palette. And then we have this shade last, which is actually very similar to this shade. So I'm going to take that one out as well. And that is Phosphorescent. Alrighty, so that gives a lot of things to play with when it comes to this palette. I'm going to go ahead and decide what I want to pull in for these shades. So we have the palettes right here. These are, if you haven't seen my recent kind of reorganization video, I have reorganized my Cleona palettes and they're now organized by like a name rather than, you know, formula or shade. So yeah, they're used in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with this palette right here. So these are kind of more random now, which gives a bit of inspiration, but it's also a bit more muddled, not muddled I guess, but yeah, you get what I mean. It's going to be a bit trickier to find shade potentially, especially because it's a new way to organize these for me. So any of these that I want to pull in, maybe I want to put in some like purple shades, but are any of these kind of purples that I want to pull in? I don't think so. The only one I'm looking at is this one, Dynasty. But I don't think I'm ready to pull that one in. I think it's a bit too deep for what I'm reaching for right now. So nothing from this palette actually. So look at the next palette. This one also has some more purples. I do like that one, but it's quite similar to the other purples that I'm panning. Maybe this one looks quite fun. It's one of the jewel lights. Is it Rosette light maybe? No, flame blown light. I want to pull that one in. It's a fun purple. And I want some purpleness in this palette. So that's one shade. And other than that, again, nothing is really sticking out to me for right now that I want to pull in. I mean, there's a lot of shades here that I would love to reach for right now. But yeah, nothing massively sticking out to me from this palette. So let's go to the third one. And here we definitely have a lot more options, especially for purples. One purple that I definitely want to pull in is this shade right here. And that is Noble. Super, super pretty purple. So that one can come in. Then a shade that isn't a purple, but I want to pull in right now because it's a very perfect summer to autumn shade, is this shade here. It's Orchard, which is a really bright kind of green base with a red and orange shift, and it's very grungy but fun. So I want to pull this one in to play with as well. I think that will work with neutrals and stuff as well. So that is one shade. So we have 5 more spots to go, and we only have 1 palette left after this. So what do I want to pull in? I might revise some of the other ones later, but maybe Statue Garden is one that I want to pull in. It's not my favorite shade. I know this one is very loved, but it's not my specific favorite. But it's a fun shade. So maybe I want to pull that one in too. And otherwise, I think I want to give this one a rest for now. We might come back to it. But we're going to go to the last palette, which is here. And this one doesn't have too many shades. So I might have to revisit the other ones again and look at other things than purple. So greens, I don't have a lot of greens at the moment, but I do love greens. But do I want to pull them in right now? I don't think so. And I might want to pull in one more iridescent shade, but I don't think any of these are taking my fancy. So none of these. So let's go back, have a look again. So my camera stopped recording, which is a bit unfortunate, but what I did do is I put in 2 more shades. I put in this shade here, which is the Lost Iridescent. It is the shade Ray, which I've had in a palette before, but it's this kind of red to orange iridescent shade. Absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera there, but I want to pull in because even though I have a bit more pinkish red iridescent than other palette, that one is super chunky, so I want to pull that one in. And then another one I pulled in is this shade here called Opulent, and that one is more of a kind of everyday type of shadow and a bit more cool toned. So I think that one is going to be a good option. And then let's go back to the other 2 palettes here. Let's see, is there anything in here that I want? Maybe some more cool tone shades actually, because I do have the cool tone purples, but not any other kind of cool tone shades. One of these might be cool. I don't reach for these type of shades very often, but they need to get used as well. So we have the shade Sculpture, and then here we have the shade Royal Plum. So maybe I want to pull one of those two in, just for like a cooler toned option. I think I'm going to go with Sculpture. So that one can come in. This is one of the Earth Vibrants. Not my normal cup of tea, but I want to pull that one in. And then we have one more spot left. And I think I'm going to go back to the first palette again. Actually, no. I'm going to pull in this shade, which is the shade Yellow. I do love this one. And again, it's a bit more unique to anything else. It's a bit more cool toned. And I'm going to pull that one in. So there we have that palette. That is the Cleona palette, all done. Really happy with that. And in combination with the round singles, this is what it looks like. And I think these complement each other really well. And I'm excited to play with these two. So that is going to be it for my BYOP today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, this is kind of like playtime for me to pull out some fun singles, and I think these two are perfect. I do have some more neutral leaning shades here, some more pop-up color here, but they also work really nicely together. I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!